Well, good morning and hello. I'm Dr. Anastasia Horonis, clinical psychologist, working in the field of addiction recovery and author of the book, The Dopamine Brain, and I am back with you today for another daily reflection. If you've seen some of my past videos, you know that I am a huge advocate for utilizing daily reflections throughout the process of addiction recovery. Essentially, daily reflections are an opportunity for people who are going through the process of addiction recovery to stop, pause, and take a moment to reflect around a particular theme as it relates to recovery. Now, these could be all kinds of things. It could be themes around self-compassion, themes around shame, themes around urges, themes around the importance of connection in recovery. It could be absolutely anything. But it's a nice opportunity to stop and reflect on how a particular reflection might relate to areas of your life currently, and how thinking about this reflection might be able to help you in your day, in your week, in the months ahead as you progress through addiction recovery. It's really important to ensure that recovery feels as fulfilling as possible. Recovery doesn't always feel nice or pleasant, and in actual fact, a lot of the time it's really hard and really difficult and can be quite painful. But by being able to reflect around certain themes, people typically find that they can live a more values-aligned life that helps them feel more content and satisfied in their overall life. So I'm going to share today a daily reflection with you that I've written. It's around the theme of self-compassion. This is a theme that I see come up a lot with the clients that I'm working with who actually struggle to give themselves self-compassion. They're stuck in feelings of shame or guilt or just excessive self-criticism. So I'm going to read it out to you and then share a couple of my own thoughts and reflections around it as well. So the passage is this: compassion for our past selves. We all look back on choices that we wish we hadn't made, moments where there were pain, fear, or desperation that guided our behaviour more than our values did. But these choices don't define our worth. They simply show us where we were at that point in time. Compassion means seeing the person you were then and acknowledging what they were trying to manage, even if the methods caused harm. It means understanding that survival and wisdom don't always arrive together. Today, I encourage you to try meeting your past self with the same understanding that you'd offer someone else who was struggling. You can take responsibility without cruelty. Every act of compassion towards who you were strengthens who you are now. Now, I really think that the theme of self-compassion is so important. Often people get stuck in excessive self-criticism, thinking that this is what they need, thinking that being excessively hard and critical towards ourselves is somehow going to make things better. It's going to make us behave in the way that we want, or it's going to make us make the choices that we believe we should. And while some degree of self-criticism can be healthy and is absolutely useful, excessive self-criticism is not. And when we look back at our past behaviors, our past choices, our past errors and mistakes, it's important that we look back at them with compassion, recognizing that we are human. All humans are flawed. All humans make mistakes. All humans do things that they're not proud of at times. And we recognize the humanity in our choices, that we're not the only ones to have ever suffered or struggled or made poor choices or done things that we wish we hadn't. That's part of being human. So taking this self-compassionate approach essentially allows us to bring that element of understanding that we are a flawed human being in the world, just like everyone else is, and give ourselves that same compassion and grace that we would anyone else. There's no need to treat ourselves differently to how we would treat other people. There's no need to treat ourselves more harshly or with a greater sense of criticism than what we would apply to other people in our life or in the world. We find that people who can adopt this self-compassionate approach typically do better through the process of recovery. The more self-critical we are, the more vulnerable people are to having lapses and relapses. But if we can really start to foster and harness that self-compassionate approach, people find that they can do much better and feel much better through the process of recovery. So what I'd like to leave you with for today is perhaps a question around how can you bring in elements of self-compassion into your day when you notice that you're struggling, when you notice that you've hit a hard moment, when you notice that you've had an urge, when you notice that you're having a memory or a thought of something in your past that's quite painful to think about. I want you to ask yourself, how can I be kinder, more loving, and more compassionate to myself right now in this moment, and recognize that things that we regret, poor choices, poor behaviors, mistakes, this is all a part of being human, and the fact that I have done them just means that I am human like everyone else. I hope this daily reflection has been useful for you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below, you are more than welcome to. Always love to hear what people have to say about the reflections for the day. But otherwise, I wish you all the best with your progress and journey with addiction recovery. Take care.